Hey, it's Bits from the Past Gaming again, back with another video. This is my PS2 collection. I don't think I've made a video about this yet, so I got a request. My PS3 or my PS2 collection is not that impressive, but I have some good games in there and figured I would share it with you. The problem I have with PS3 or PS2 is that it's becoming way too expensive. A lot of the games are just going up in price astronomically, and I just don't have the funds to obtain a lot of these games. So I really don't focus on PS2. As I said in previous videos, I collect mainly for Sega Genesis and Xbox 360 and PlayStation Portable, PSP. Other than that, I kind of just get things as they come. If I see something that's a good deal or find it in a lot of other games, then I'll pick it up. But I don't go out of my way hunting for PlayStation 2. It's just not on my radar because it's just too expensive. And I don't want to. I would rather put my money into the Genesis collection and working towards my Xbox 360 complete collection. So this is what I got. So we'll get into it. First game is a compilation. It's Capcom Classic Collection Volume 2. Reason I picked this one up mainly is because it has Captain Commando, and I love Captain Commando. I used to play it in the arcade down the beach all the time, and it's just a really fun game. So I figured I'd pick it up. Also has some other great classics in there. I'm not sure, I don't want to waste too much time going through it, but it's got like Street Fighter 2. It has some other good classics in there. So I don't know, but figured I'd pick it up. Got it at a decent price. Next we have Mark of Cree, or Mark of Cry. I think it's Mark of Cree. Don't know too much about it. It looks like an adventure type of game. I heard it's pretty decent, so when I get around to it and play it, I'm sure I'll have a good time. Next we have Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. I'm not sure how this game holds up, but I remember when this first came out, it was very innovative and I enjoyed playing it, and it was fun to sneak around and use tech, high-tech stuff for the time anyway. So figured I'd pick it up. Another thing with my PlayStation 2 collection, I don't really care about greatest hits or not. If it's a really game that's been chased after, then I would prefer it in the Black Label, but I honestly don't care whether it's greatest hits or Black Label, because the games I get for PS2 are 99% of them I want to play. I don't really care about it for collecting purposes. It's just I want to give it a try. So next we have probably my favorite racing game of all time, and I've played it many of times. It's Need for Speed Underground. This was the first racing game that I can recall that really focused on the import scene, customizing your car. It also focused on, the race culture. So this, I believe, came out around the time of the Fast and Furious movie, if I remember correctly. So there was a lot of hype. And around the time that the Fast and Furious movies came out, everyone started getting into tuning their car and hooking up their car, at least in my area. So this game was definitely a hit because people were into that at the time. Not so much so anymore, although there probably is a scene. But I know I had a Honda that was hooked up, and to go along with the racing, we have Midnight Club, Dub Edition, another, underground racing type of thing. Can customize your cars. I remember playing this and having a lot of fun with it as well. So basically the same type of game. Next we have games that I loved growing up. Wrestling games. Used to be really into wrestling, but I can't really watch it anymore. It's just, I don't know if it's because I'm older or because it's not as good as it used to be. I know a lot of people like to reminisce, but I don't know. I go back and watch old matches thanks to the Amazon Fire Stick, and I just feel like the old school, the Attitude Era, and right before the Attitude Era, definitely just better wrestling overall. So these are just SmackDown vs. Raw, and this one is SmackDown Just Bring It. Just, Attitude Era wrestling games I like to go back to from time to time. Just play as some of my old favorite wrestlers, and it's just a fun, good time. Next we have Final Fantasy X, my favorite in the Final Fantasy series. Although I haven't played the ones for Super Nintendo, I plan on doing that. I might like them more, but I just really enjoyed this game. I remember playing it and just loving it. I have to go back and revisit it because it's been a long time since I played it. Next we have God of War. Just a fun action adventure game. Beloved series. Figured I would pick it up. It was pretty cheap. Next we have an underrated game in my opinion. I think this is a hidden gem, so I had to pick it up. It's The Thing. It's a survival horror type of game. I remember parts of this can be frustrating, but it's just a really fun game. I remember really enjoying this. It's kind of creepy as well because you're in this, isolated Antarctic type bunker. So next we have Max Payne. I remember when this came out, it just blew people's minds. The bullet time, the slowing down of the bullets and everything, just really awesome. They're still making Max Payne games. Max Payne 3 was incredible. So I figured for a few dollars, I'd pick up the original Max Payne. Next we have Twisted Metal. This is Twisted Metal Black. Considered one of the better Twisted Metal games. I tried to play it. I don't know. I don't know. The map seemed too big or something to me. I like Twisted Metal 2, but this one, I'm not too sure. Maybe I'll have to go give it another try. We'll see. Next we have one of my favorite RPGs ever, Dragon Quest VIII. Got this for a really good price. The box is cardboard. It's a little messed up, but hell, for a good price that I got it at. And I plan on playing this, like I said. Actually, I'm planning on pulling out my PS2 tonight and starting up a new game on this one. So can't wait to play that. Really enjoyed this game. It was fun to collect the monsters and stuff like that, and I think they had like a monster arena, and you could fight monsters, which was really fun and gave you something to do on top of the main story. Next we have Blood Omen 2, Legacy of Kain games. Really enjoyed them. I remember playing the heck out of this one. I used to love sucking the blood out of your enemy after you kill them and using different powers. It was just a really fun game, I remember. Next we have another series that's one of my favorites, the Hitman series. Becoming an assassin, you really have to use stealth and you got to use your brain in this game, which I love, and it's just fun to become a hitman, as bad as that sounds. So I had to pick that up as well because just a fun game overall. Next we have Wild Arms 3. I remember enjoying this game thoroughly, so I figured I'd pick it up. I really don't remember too much about it, other than it's set in the Wild Wild West, which is uncommon for RPGs and games in general. So to get an RPG that's turn-based and set in RPG, an RPG environment, really looking forward to playing that again and reliving some of the memories I had on that. Next, we have the Def Jam series. We have Def Jam Fight for New York, which was the first one, and Def Jam Vendetta. I enjoyed both of these games. Really fun and incredible games. A lot of people like the first one more, but I really don't know. I like them both. I think they're both fun. This one is a lot more expensive. I believe the original Def Jam is going for around $50 right now. I picked it up for $14.25 at Second and Charles. Caught them slipping. Loved the win, so got both of those. Definitely going to play those again. Next, we have one of my favorite games of all time as well, Indigo Prophecies. I have this for the original Xbox and the PlayStation 2. Can never have enough copies of these. In case they ever go bad, I'll have multiples because it is one of my favorite games ever. If you have not played Indigo Prophecies, it is a highly underrated hidden gem, so pick it up as soon as possible. I remember seeing it for original Xbox all the time in video game stores, but now it's pretty tough to find it, and I've been to many video game stores in the tri-state area, down in North Carolina, Virginia, and it's not an easy game to come across on the original Xbox. So if you see it, you might want to pick it up. Next, we have Mercenaries 2. Pretty standard shoot 'em up game. I got it for like $1 at a flea market or something, so whatever. I'll probably never play it, to be honest with you. And the original Mercenaries, which again I probably won't ever play, but I picked it up for cheap. Next we have Van Helsing, another game I think I got for like $1 or $2. Don't know if it's any good, probably not, but figured I'd pick it up. Next we have X-Men Legends 2. I really loved this game, really enjoyed playing it. I like that you could play as all the different X-Men characters and you just go around. It's like a hack and slash, squad-based dungeon crawler type of thing. Just really fun to play. You can make your own squads, so you can have, different X-Men that normally wouldn't fight side by side. Just a really fun game. Next we have, I don't know how to, Mana Kamiya 2, Full of Alchemy. I don't know much about these games, honestly, but it's an RPG, it's on PlayStation 2. I figured I would pick it up, and I believe it was a good price. So, yep, it's in my collection, another RPG to play eventually. Next, we have my favorite and probably the best. Some argue 5, but this game, San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto, was the best one. I love the fact that you could work out and get muscular or eat and get fat. There's just so many things they added to this that you could do. The missions were fun. It was just, this game is awesome. I definitely got to play this once I hook up the PS2 again to play Dragon Quest. Definitely my favorite Grand Theft Auto. Next we have Final Fantasy 12, another Final Fantasy game. Don't know much about it, don't really care, but whatever. Final Fantasy, Sorry, Final Fantasy fans, but I could give two diddlies about that. Next we have NBA 2K2. I got this for like $1, I think. And I love the 76ers. And the best era was when Allen Iverson was on there, just because I grew up watching that. So any game that has the Iverson team on there, I have to buy it. And I do play them. So I like going back in time, playing as the different, teams around Iverson, because they changed roster pretty frequently during his tenure in Philadelphia. So you get a different type of game each time, each different game that has Iverson. And he was on a lot of NBA games, on the cover of a lot of NBA games, which I never realized before. But next we have Hot Shots Golf. I love this series. I play this on the PSP just because it's fun and easy, and it's good to take with you on the go. I've never played this one, but when I plug up my PS2, I'm definitely going to give that a shot. And next we have Obscure Aftermath. The first game, Obscure, is just getting absurdly expensive, so I picked up the second one. It's probably not as good, I don't know, but it's a survival horror. Figured I love survival horror, I'll pick it up. It was not that expensive, in my opinion. So next we have one of my favorite series ever, Silent Hill. I need to get a hold of the original Silent Hill for PS1. I do not have it yet. I don't know why, but it's just elusive to me. And sticker on there. But I need to get the original. But this is Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3. I really enjoyed Silent Hill 2 and 3. Actually, I like all the Silent Hills, to be honest with you. Some of the newer ones, maybe not so much, but Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3, and even Silent Hill 4, I really enjoy. It's the creepiest game ever made, in my opinion. I don't think there's a creepier game made than Silent Hill. I mean, they're just they capture the whole horror genre into a game. It's just, they're incredible. If you haven't played any Silent Hill, you're missing out. Next we have Champions of Norath series. Champions of Norath, really fun dungeon crawler like Diablo. The cool thing about the Champions of Norath and the Baldur's Gate games are that if you play the first one, you can import your character into the second one and continue playing as them. So it's like when you're done with this and you're like, oh man, I want more. Well, you get it in the second game because they let you import, which is really awesome. So I picked up both of these. That way, when I play it, I can do the import of the characters. I need to get these for the original Xbox as well. I bet they look a little bit better on there. Maybe play a little bit better. Because the original Xbox has more power. And then last game in my PS2 collection is Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. I have Dark Alliance 2 for original Xbox, so I'm going to have to get it for PlayStation 2, just for the fact that I believe you can import your characters from this into the second one. I know Champions of Norath you can. I'm pretty sure Baldur's Gate you can as well. But both games are very similar, but they have different settings and everything, so it doesn't get stale if you play through Champions of Norath and then switch over to Dark Alliance. It still has a new feel to it. So that's my PS2 collection, and I will work on it as it comes along, but I'm not out there actively trying to find it. So with that, This is Bits from the Past Gaming. One love.